Good evening. Welcome to Core Fusion Yoga on the Pier. Let's begin. Come to the tops of your mats. Ground the big toe, little toe, and heel firmly into your mat, even both sides, right and left foot. Let's roll our shoulders up towards our ears. Exhale, draw them back and widen. Inhale, draw them forward. Exhale, take them back and widen. And inhale, roll them up and widen them down. Let's bring our focus back down to our feet, connect with our mat, start to draw the arches up away from your mat, lifting up through the ankles, up through the shin bones, softening the knees just a little bit and drawing the kneecaps up by engaging through the front thighs. Internally rotate through those thighs, opening the sit bones, lengthening the tail down. Lift up through the pelvic floor, the belly draws in and up, and then continue to lift vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's inhale our hands all the way up towards the sky and exhale like an accordion, hinge down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, take your sit bones back towards the end of your mat. And inhale to lift, keeping the back long and flat. Knees behind the fronts of the toes. Let's inhale one more time. Come all the way up, nice and tall. And exhale, swan dive forward, lengthening through the legs, maybe giving the shoulders a little shake. Look side to side. Lifting the sit bones up, feeling long through the back of the hamstrings. And heavy through the front body. Tuck the chin in, pull the belly in, start to round up vertebrae upon vertebrae. Rolling all the way up, taking a deep breath at the top. And then exhale, back down you go, vertebrae by vertebrae. Fingertips to the ground. Soften your knees. Bring your hands forward, sink your sit bones back, coming into chair pose. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, lower the sit bones just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in to lengthen crown away from tail and fold down towards the ground. Lift the tail. Belly connects to the thighs and just come up as far as your body will let you. Exhale, lower those sit bones. Let's inhale the hands all the way up tall to standing this time. And exhale, reach that left hand down, the right hand up, long side body stretch. Inhale, left hand all the way up. And exhale, rotate right hand behind you as you come into a little twist. Draw in through the navel. Try to keep the hips as forward as possible. Inhale, hands all the way up. Exhale, take right hand down. Big stretch up with the left hand. Inhale, both hands all the way up, and this time rotate towards the left, opening left hand towards the back of your mat, right hand towards the front. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. And exhale, swan dive forward, belly, chest, forehead. Round up vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking the chin in. Inhale, gaze forward, wide through the chest. Exhale, back down you go, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands to your mat. Inhale, sink the sit bones back, come into chair pose. Draw the navel in, lengthen through the tail. Lower just a little bit. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, bring right hand to left thigh, left hand to back hip pocket. Or tuck the elbow to the left thigh as we come into a chair twist pose. Palms can come together, sliding breastbone up to meet them. Left elbow reaches up, right elbow tucks into the thigh. Try to keep the knees together. Continue to breathe, lengthen and reach. Bring your hands down towards the floor, come into that forward fold, lift the tail, lift the sit bones. Exhale, lower those sit bones. Inhale the hands up long through the spine, tail to the mat, fingertips to the sky, hands to heart center. Let's find our twist to the right. Bring left hand to right thigh, again keeping those knees together, or tuck the elbow for a little bit more twist. And encourage the breastbone to slide up towards those hands. Keep the sit bones down and the chest up. And try to see if you can find balance between right foot and left foot. Sit bones reaching back evenly as you twist through the waist and up through the rib cage. Let's bring body back to center, hands to your mat, lift up into that forward fold. Soften your knees, inhale the hands all the way up tall. Exhale, reach right hand down, side body stretch. Left hand to the sky. Inhale, hands up. Rotate, take left hand behind and right hand forward. This time, drop left knee into a balanced pose. And you can bring that right hand to the left thigh for a little bit of support. You want to flex that foot, create a little bit more activity through that left leg, and then lower. Take hands all the way up tall. Reach down with the left hand, up with the right hand, long side body stretch. Inhale, left hand up, rotate to the right, open right hand behind. Draw that knee up, flex the foot, find your balance. See if you can keep the lower body turned forward as you rotate through the waist. And lower, hands up tall. Exhale, reach the right down, left hand is up. Inhale up, rotate, bring that leg back up, even on a wobbly pier, and then step back into your warrior two pose. Right toe turned forward, left foot parallel to the back of the mat, and then walk the toe forward slightly. Lengthen up through the legs, and then exhale into your pose. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, opening hands to front and back of your mat. Inhale to lift up. Noticing whether that knee is tracking forward or whether it's turned in. See if you can externally rotate right thigh. We're going to reach our hand up and slide the left hand down into our exalted warrior. And then rotate right hand to right thigh, left hand all the way up, bicep to ear. Inhale, lengthen the front leg this time. Exhale, windmill the arms into that side angle pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knee, coming into that side angle pose. Front leg is bent. And let's hold it there. Let's come back into our warrior two. Rotate into our high lunge. Back heel is off the ground. Lift up through the chest. Draw elbows into the back hip pocket. Feel open through the collar. Inhale, lift. Front knee over ankle. Exhale, elbows to the back hip pocket. Tilting that pelvis, finding stretch in through the hip flexor and that back thigh. Inhale to lift all the way up. And bring your hands onto that front leg as you lengthen on out. Back heel comes to the ground. Possibly turn the back toe out slightly. Coming into pyramid pose. Shoulders and hips square out. Parallel to the floor. Arms reach wide. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press out of that front leg. Back up tall. Exhale to fold. Inhale to press up. Exhale to fold. And one more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold belly to thigh, chest to knee, forehead down to shin bone. Encouraging the right sit bone to reach up away from that right leg. Feel long stretch through the bum cheek, the hamstring, into the calf. Let's bend that front knee, lift that back heel. Inhale, come back up into your tall lunge pose. Tilt the tail under. Feel the knee draw towards the back. Long stretch to the front of the thigh, hip flexor. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, elbows to hip pockets, open through the chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to lift. And exhale, hands to the back, hip pockets, or stack the forearms or come into reverse prayer, or rest them on your front thigh. Let's come back into our pyramid pose. Draw in through the navel, pull up through the pelvic floor. Lengthen from the crown out through the tail. Allow it to lift. Bring hands out wide. Exhale, float down towards that front leg. Inhale, press out of that front leg. Body lifts. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale. And inhale to lift. Let's fold belly to thigh, chest to knee, forehead to shin. Relax into that front leg, encouraging the length of the front leg, lifting right hip back and up. Encourage left hip to come forward slightly. Let's lift that back leg all the way up as you bring your body weight into your stabilizing front foot. Your knee can be bent or it can be long. See if you can find a little bit more stability in this balance pose. Maybe encourage yourself to try one hand to the shin, maybe both. Working through those proprioceptive muscles around your ankle as you reach up into that modified split leg pose. Bring feet back together, plant left foot on the ground, bring right hand up onto the hip, and rotate, bumping your right hip back, bending your left knee slightly. If you'd like to take that right hand all the way up, you can, or keep it bent. Let's fold back to the ground, inhale the hands all the way up as we prepare for the other side. Let's reach down with the left, up with the right, long side body stretch first. Inhale, hands to lift. Rotate to the right. Right hand to the back of your mat. Drawing that right knee up. Find your balance pose. Again, left hand can come down to right thigh if you choose. Or just continue to reach. Let's step back into that warrior two pose. I'm going to angle myself slightly. Front knee pointing towards that second and third toe. Landing in the arch of the back foot. Lifting and lowering to make sure that front thigh is externally rotated open. Inhale to lift up. And exhale down to your warrior two as you reach your hands. Inhale the front arm all the way up, the back arm slides down that back leg. And then rotate the hands, left hand to left thigh, right bicep to the ear. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, windmill the arms down. We want a long line from wrist to armpit to hip to heel. Let's inhale, lift up. You can lengthen the front leg if your hips need a break. And exhale to lower into that pose. Let's come back into that warrior two pose. Rotate into tall lunge. Back heel comes off the ground. Tilt the tail as you lengthen through the front hip flexor, front thigh of that back leg. Let's bring elbows to back hip pocket, opening through the collar and the chest and inhaling to lift. Front knee over ankle. Inhale to lift. Exhale, draw the elbows in. One more breath all the way up. And then exhale, hands onto that front thigh, lengthening front leg, bringing the back heel down, turning the back toe out slightly. Hips are square to your shoulders and both parallel to your mat. Draw in through the pelvis, lengthen the tail. Arms go wide. Exhale, fold down to that front leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. And one more breath. Go ahead and fold right over top of that left leg, belly to thigh, chest to knee, forehead relaxes into the chin. Encourage the left sit bone to reach up and away from that thigh or the back of the hamstring. Let's rotate that back toe, bend that front knee, inhale all the way up. Come into that tall lunge, elbows to hips, open the chest. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, elbows to hips. Keep rolling the tail, press the knee back, lengthen through the front hip flexor, front thigh of that back leg. Let's bring hands to the back this time. Into reverse prayer, stacking the forearms or into your hip pockets. Square out the hips, square out the shoulders, and come into your pyramid. Lifting out of left kneecap. Try not to let it lock. Draw up through the front of the thigh on that left side. Let's inhale, hands out wide. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift and exhale to fold. One more breath. Let's go ahead and come down to your front leg, belly to thigh, chest to knee, forehead relaxes into the shin. Nudging left hip back, right hip slightly forward, squaring them out. And when preparing for our balance pose, shift your body weight forward. Lift the right leg all the way up, either long or bent. Squeezing through that right bum cheek. This is a challenging pose. Modified split leg if you want to grab onto your front shin with one or with both hands for a moment or two. Just challenge yourself. It's all in fun. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring right leg back to meet left foot. And put right hand down right below your chest. Slide that left hand up to that left hip pocket. Bumping that left hip back as you bend right knee just a little bit. Lengthening left leg. Feel the stretch through that left supporting hip. And then come back to center into forward fold. Let's inhale all the way up, soften those knees. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's move into our tree pose, encouraging our balance here. Bumping right hip out. Draw up through the pelvic floor, in through the navel. Roll open through the left knee. Left foot landing on the belly of the calf, belly of the inner thigh. We're keeping it tucked around the ankle. Let's step left foot behind right foot as we come into our balance beam. Again, hips and shoulders stay forward. Keep the collar and chest lifted as the blades draw down and back. And find balance between front foot and back foot. As you inhale, lift up through the ankles, up through the hips. Navel draws in, continue up through the spine, right out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, soften and relax the tension through the neck and the shoulders. Let's inhale, slide your hands up, 90 degree at the elbow, lifting up through the right leg. And then open, back to center. Inhale, open up, squeeze the gluteal muscles and back to center. Squeeze and open that knee, finding your balance, find glute squeeze through the medial, readjust if you need to, and back to center. And one more time. We're going to slide into tree pose on this side, tucking right foot into the belly of the calf or up into the belly of the inner thigh. Keeping hip bones forward. Parallel to the shoulders, breastbone is lifted. Encourage it to slide up to your hands. And then step right foot behind left. Hands reach. You can tuck them into your back hip pockets. Come into reverse prayer. Chin is parallel to the ground. Eyes can be lowered or close them all together. Inhaling to lift out of the feet, the hips, the crown. Open through the heart. Relax through the neck and the shoulders. Let's inhale those hands, little bicep curl, 90 degree at the elbow, and then rotate the left knee out, keeping the hips forward. Squeeze that left bum cheek. Coming back to center. Open and squeeze. Back to center and open and squeeze. Let's step that foot all the way back. Bring your hands down to the front and step back into downward facing dog. Let's come up onto our toes and down to our heels. Lift up onto our toes and down to our heels. Rolling the biceps towards the ears, opening wide across the back, drawing shoulders away from ears. Let's take one more time up into the toes, lower on down into a nice tall plank, or lower your knees and press back into child's pose. Reaching the fingers out in front, tail towards the heels. Inhale, come up and shift over into a modified plank, shoulders over wrists. Lowering down, tucking the elbows towards the rib cage, face to the mat, and inhale, little baby cobra, elbows to hips. Lower on down, pressing the toes into your mat, activating the legs, and then lift up. And exhale down. Drawing rib cage to hip bones. Feel the strength of that low back, lengthening through the crown of the head. Taking a deep breath in at the ground, exhale, reverse that push-up all the way back into child's pose. Tail to heels, round up through that lower back this time. Widen the shoulders. Come on up into your modified plank and right down chaturanga to the floor. Reverse that push-up, teeter-tottering back and forth between child's pose, modified plank, chaturanga, and down to the floor. Feeling the muscles of the tricep. As you exhale, press on up. Lower down to your child's pose. Round up through the back. Come on up and lower one more time. This time, take your hands down to your hips. Lift up into our little skydiver pose. And come on down. Legs are about width of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Draw in through the navel. And exhale, palms facing the floor. Squeezing the glutes, allowing the sit bones to reach towards the hamstrings. Low back muscles are working. And inhale to lift. Open through the chest, long through the neck. Try not to compress through the neck as you reach into this pose. Toes are lifted, lengthening behind you. Bring hands to armpits. Lower on down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reverse that push-up from the knees or up to the toes and press back into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and take that left leg all the way up. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog, long back leg, and bring it down. Inhale, left. And exhale to lower. And inhale, right. This time, as you exhale, we're going to step into the outside of that right foot. And however it is to get there is fine. We're going to lower the hips down. Plant left hand or onto the knuckles below that left shoulder or just in front. And then lower the back knee if you choose to find a little bit more stretch in through that left hip. We're going to walk right hand up towards the right side, or tuck it into the back hip pocket or reach it towards the sky. But really draw right knee over top of right ankle. The foot is turned out about 45 degrees as we come into this lunge twist pose. Pull in through the inner thighs, rotate through the waist, open through the chest. Let back leg lengthen. Hands come back down to center. Lowering the back leg down, and then heel toe, heel toe. Oh, we're going to open on up into our little lizard pose. You can come down a little bit lower, either flexing the foot and coming open, dropping the knee down just a little bit, opening through the groin a little bit more. You might use the right hand to encourage that right leg to open, feeling that stretch through groin and inner thighs. But please modify accordingly to what your body is comfortable with. That's heel toe, that foot back to center. Just shift your body weight back, pressing right heel forward, right hip back, and keeping the knee soft. Drawing toe towards shin bone. Shift forward and come up into a little crescent pose. Shift back, body weight back, lengthening through the back of the legs, and then inhale, come forward, front knee over ankle, back hip forward. Shift back. Inhale, shift forward. And taking it back, drawing the toe up to the shin, taking that right sit bone back one more time. Knee over ankle, shifting the hips forward, find that stretch into the back hip flexor, front of the thigh. Drawing in through the navel, opening through the heart. Let's bring those hands back. Last time, right toe lifts up towards the shin. Go ahead, bring belly to thigh. Take the right sit bone back. A nice long stretch into right bum cheek, hamstring, and calf muscle. Let's just bring that leg back into a tabletop. Walk your hands out in front. Come into that downward facing dog. Shift into a plank for a flow. Exhale, chaturanga down, squeeze biceps to ribs. Inhale into baby cobra or your upward facing dog, toes to the floor, legs are strong. Press back to down dog. Let's lengthen and inhale the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog, bring it down. Inhale, left leg all the way up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right. Exhale to lower. And inhale, left. Let's bring that leg all the way through again, however it gets there. Sometimes it's easier just to grab the leg and bring it forward. You can lower the right knee to the ground as you let your hip shift forward, or you can keep it up. And you want that leg a little bit wider than hip width apart, turn slightly out. Left hand to left thigh, right hand right below the breastbone as we come into our twist, or walk the left hand to the left hip, or reach it all the way up. Let's encourage that left knee to slide in a bit so that it's right over top of the heel and pointing in the same direction as that toe. So a very active pose for that left leg. Drawing that navel in, feeling that rotation through the rib cage and really pressing out of right hand as you reach left hand all the way up. Bringing that hand down in front of the left. We're going to go a little bit deeper into our little lizard pose, walking the foot out maybe a little bit further. Flexing the foot, you can press to the outside seam of that left foot, but make sure it's flexed, support that knee joint. Coming into a little bit deeper groin stretch, the hands can come down to your mat. They can stay on your mat. You want to even tuck it around the back of your calf or use a block. Find what's going to work for you to allow that left groin and inner thigh really to stretch, but still feel supported and in control. And breathe. Let's walk that left hand back into center. We're going to slowly heel toe, the left foot forward, and then shift your body weight back. Draw the toe up. Gently roll back forward into our crescent lunge pose. Draw the hips back, turn the toe up. Inhale, come forward, let the hips sink. Just releasing tension through those hips from the last poses. Exhale, draw back, turn the toe up. Inhale, lift up the heart. Let the hips shift down. Exhale, take it back, draw the toe up. One more breath. Come up into crescent pose, opening through the heart, letting the hips shift down towards the mat. Drawing in through navel, support the pelvis, knee towards the ankle. Bring hands to mat, shift your body weight back, draw left toe up towards the shin. Focus on that baby toe side. And then go ahead and bring belly to thigh, chest to knee, forehead to shin bone. Encourage left sit bone to reach back and behind you. A nice long stretch for the back of the leg, right up into that bum cheek. Go ahead and bring the upper body up. Bring those legs back to center. And then just sit back and bring them right together into cobra's pose. Just flutter those knees, little release to those hips, draw the hands back, open the legs, windshield wiper those knees one side to the other. Lots of work for our hips tonight. Keep the chest lifted, press into your mat. And then let's come up into our cross-legged position. Sit bones are firm beneath us, lift tall through the spine, right out through the crown. Allow the heart to open. Find your breath. Inhaling in through the nose, the belly, the ribs. Exhaling from the ribs and the chest, the belly, and the nose. Let's exhale and turn our head to one shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, turn your head to the other shoulder. And back to center. Tuck the chin in, lift through the back of the neck. Inhale the hands and your gaze wide to the sky. Embrace this space in this evening. Hands back down to heart center. And namaste. Thank you for joining me. Please stay for our second half if you can. Have a great week.